Across the United States, millions are taking to the streets. Around 3,000 protests are taking place in all 50 states for the third iteration of the No Kings protest aimed at the Trump administration. The first two No Kings protests were held last year and drew millions. But people here say there are new and stronger reasons for even more to turn out now.
If gas is over $4 a gallon, there's hour-plus waits to get through TSA. We've started an illegal war without congressional authorization against Iran. I can't say things are getting better in this country.
The price of gas has gone up $1 in the last month. When you go to the grocery store, the prices are inflated every day, and I'm worried about the future for my children.
These protests are happening at a time where the president is facing some of his lowest approval ratings of his term. Here are some numbers from YouGov and The Economist. At the beginning of his term in January 2025, Trump had about 50% approval. That number fell steadily through last year. In late February, the U.S. and Israel launched strikes on Iran, and since then, he struggled to climb back above 40%. Now, according to the latest YouGov figures, the war on Iran and its economic effects are weighing heavily on Americans' minds. 55% of respondents say they disapprove of Trump's handling of the situation in Iran, and 69% said that gas prices were rising significantly where they lived. So here's the question. Will these protests actually translate into political outcomes? The U.S. is holding midterm elections in November, and the Republicans control both chambers with extremely narrow margins. And these protests aren't only happening in safely liberal cities. They're also taking place in swing districts that could end up deciding those races. But will these protests change anything, or are they simply a release valve for frustration?
People get encouraged by seeing other people taking action, doing something, speaking their voice.
People have banded together more, and I think there's a bigger sense of community.
There are a lot of people who regret voting for Republicans who will go and change their vote for Democrats in the midterms.
People are energized. I think you are already seeing a lot of people turning out in even state-level elections, so we're going to keep it up.
Protests alone rarely shift power, but they can matter when the people marching say they're doing it not just for principles, but also for prices, especially because many voters supported Trump because of his promise to tackle the cost of living. But the real test will come at the midterms, and whether this anger can turn into votes.